It's been crazy. It's been a crazy week. I haven't slept in like a lot of time.
Especially special just because of all that
It is. I keep looking around going like, remember these moments. Like these are the moments at the end of your life where you're going to look back, wow, that how beautiful my life is. And I'm very present and I'm very grateful.
Looking forward to taking a break after this.
Yes, I'm fully retired.
Hey, besties, do you remember last week when Blake Lively claimed that she had proof that the Wayfair parties only created a website so that they could smear her? And the only reason that they filed a lawsuit against her was so they could smear her, and that the lawsuit was just a PR stunt designed so they could smear her, and it was filed in bad faith, and that she had evidence of this because of a signal chat that had been revealed, and it proved that the website they created was done in bad faith. Well, Miss Garofalo put all of this information out public. She redacted the phone numbers of individuals involved and Signal user IDs. But I would say that if someone believed they were doing this for retaliatory purposes, they would not want this unsealed in the court. And what it actually reveals is that they were creating a website at the same time they were amending their lawsuit, and that they decided that it would be best if they just shared the lawsuit on a website so that it was publicly available to people that wanted to read their complaint against Blake Lively. It is similar to the fact that when Blake Lively filed a CRD complaint, she handed over her CRD complaint to the New York Times, who then posted the CRD complaint as a lawsuit on their website, where you can see it and view it as a hyperlink where it looks like a lawsuit. Okay. And in these signal chats that just got unsealed, you see attorney Summer Benson saying it matches the filing amended complaint timeline of relevant events. Defer to the group, but I understand that it should go live. The website is just PDFs, according to another attorney. Brian Friedman says, standing by. During this period, Jed Wallace, along with Rosa, was helping to set up this website. Mr. Jason Sunshine stated that because they were only filing court records, nothing they posted there would be defamatory, implying this by saying, and it's all cloaked in the litigation privilege. Much like Blake's alleged CRD complaint that they claim is cloaked in litigation privilege, the lawsuit that was dismissed was also cloaked in litigation privilege. What is also interesting in this is that while they were just putting this all together, Jamie asked if it was okay for them to post this and said, if legal says we're good to go, you have my approval. And Jason Sunshine said, these are filed documents and I don't see any risk whatsoever with posting them. But that authority lies above my pay grade. And then Jamie says, we are not monetizing off it. It's simply a landing page to have access to legal documents that are already public. So with that, let's go live. So they wanted a landing page for people to find already filed court records, and so the public could have access to these documents. They also call Brian Friedman the Terminator. That's so weird. A lot of their conversation had to do with redacting people's names on the timeline of relevant events, or redacting phone numbers, or redacting information within these texts so that other people that weren't involved in litigation would be protected. And at one point, someone, Jamie Heath, who wanted to make sure that everything that they put out was accurate and that all of the documents were accurate and factual, said, I'm sorry, guys, everyone has been working hard on this. Of course, now we all have a little document that we are pointing people to that will not be accurate. I've got 3 devices right now I'm looking at, and it's all inconsistent. This cannot go out as is. So unless we can get this fixed, we're taking it down. There's no chance we are having something like this evidence that we're presenting to the world and have people read things that are not accurate. So basically, they were having problems loading the PDF because it was so many pages. And because of that, the PDF was skipping and pushing the page down and then loading blank pages, which made it look different than what was filed in court. And they were very concerned that it matched what was filed in court. And they didn't want anything to be read as though it was not accurate. It then hit TMZ. So TMZ found out about it. And then over time, they realized that what was published wasn't false, and the glitches that they were having got fixed. And honestly, it really doesn't look like this. And Jamie appears to be someone that wanted to make sure that this was done in a way where it was representative of what was filed in court, that the evidence be accurate to what they had, and that they weren't misleading the public or anyone when they put this out. This had already been filed in court when it was uploaded to this website, by the way. And what's interesting is because TMZ posted this on their website and it began getting circulated, organically people started pulling the document and reading the document online. And at one time, they were having 11,000 people on their website, active users of 11,000 in the past 30 minutes. They had so many people clicking this and downloading it. They had 820K downloads at one point. And something I also want to point out that I think is interesting is that all he wanted on this website was only this amended complaint in the timeline. He didn't want anything else so that it was confusing for people. He wanted to keep it directly to the court record. So he wrote, "Let's leave it as is, folks. We can revisit and consider it if needed later, but it's doing what we want it to do exactly as we need it. I am happy with the fact that it looks more like a place to host documents rather than looking like a performative website with a lot of architectural design. Let's just breathe for a bit." And I think Baldoni Files might be a Reddit that is actually tied to Blake Lively. So they say, so the way Baldoni Files people are trying to fight back is they registered social media for the lawsuit info. And he sent that over to For Your Team. Let them think they have a win. Unhinged. Well, this is unhinged too. Who wants to tell her that she's not a party to the lawsuit? I don't know who the person is that's managing Baldoni Files on Reddit, but they do seem to suggest that this Baldoni Files Reddit is a subreddit that Blake Lively's team put together. So a lot of the stuff that they accuse Wayfair of doing, they do using Reddit themselves. They also made clear that what was happening was organic, because is there a way, bracing myself, that we can use those numbers on the side somewhere sort of nonchalantly, almost like organic, that they're just there and they keep going up and up and up? Obviously, we want to use the real numbers, but I think it's a story that will just make it on its own without us placing it if we just, that's just on the side. At one point, they write, there have been over 100 live streams. It's a massive moneymaker for creators, and the sentiment profoundly Justin Baldoni favored. That's the real indication. Either way, it makes money, but the support tells the tale. Well done, family. So Blake is trying to say that this was done for a smear campaign, but really what they did was put out an amended complaint, a court record, filed it on a public website, making a court record that you'd have to pay for, free to the public and available to anyone. And it's, by the way, not illegal or against the law to post a public record, no different than what the Blake Lively did with the New York Times. So really, if Blake is going to use this as her proof that they filed this for a smear campaign, that kind of falls apart. I wanted to just talk through something very quickly too, because in the same vein that Blake filed this, she also filed this declaration, right? And the declaration was supposed to be that, Mr. Baldoni verbally abused people. And they want to make it clear to the court that this person be not public. The identity of a person who has disclosed prior experience of verbal abuse with defendant Justin Baldoni in this action, they want to continue sealing that to protect the well-being and sensitive confidential information of a third party. Exhibit 1 was produced and designated confidential by Ms. Lively pursuant to this court's protective order and contains information of a personal and identifying information nature regarding an individual that warrants continued sealing of the exhibit. This is an odd request because this is a person that is willing to file an affidavit under the court. And it might be that this person was only willing to file it if they remained anonymous. Further, the redacted portions of the declaration disclose details regarding the declarant that, if disclosed, threaten to reveal their identity. Okay? I mean, it's